Nevill Holt Opera is an award-winning opera company based in Leicestershire in the East Midlands. We bring thousands of people every year to the beautiful Nevill Holt estate to enjoy fantastic opera performed by some of the most talented up-and-coming young singers in the UK. Throughout the year, our education programmes take place across the Midlands, but each summer we host a really special opera festival here at Nevill Holt. After the last 18 months, we felt that the Opera Festival this summer required something completely different to reflect the completely different times that we're all in. Our theatre is absolutely beautiful, but with only 400 seats, it's simply not viable to present an opera season in there with the risk of social distancing. So we thought, let's use the place we're in, let's use this beautiful countryside, and let's build a temporary outdoor theatre so we can host our largest festival ever and welcome more people than ever before to hear brilliant opera here in Leicestershire.
In creating an outdoor performance this year, we wanted to increase capacity to 600 people. People associate Nevill Holt with getting the sound right. So my first concern was ensuring that we employed and used the right technology in order to have the most superior sound available to audiences. And D&B have absolutely excelled in this department, and the comments from the audience are absolutely extraordinary and so supportive of what we try to achieve. They've been wowed by the sound. They can follow the drama and how the sound is very directional. And that's really been the revolutionary thing about this year, that being able to create the drama and people associate that drama with different points on the stage. And therefore our productions have really landed in their minds and they've had a wonderful experience as a result.
One of the main challenges we were facing with this opera is we have quite a large diamond thrust in front of the orchestral main stage. It's about 25 metres in front, and the singers perform on the thrust. So if you're a singer performing on the thrust, performing to an audience member down here, the sound of your natural voice is arriving a lot sooner than it would be in a natural loudspeaker left-right setup either side of the stage. So you'd be hearing a doubling effect of the singer. What Soundscape does is it removes the left-right speakers. It then puts speakers all around the edge of the orchestral stage and all around the edge of the diamond thrust, and treats each singer as its own object and each orchestral player as its own object, and calculates how that natural sound would propagate from their voice. And at the point it reaches the loudspeakers, it then reinforces the sound. So the audience member hears a naturally, perfectly synced, reinforced sound of the singer.
The sound we've been going for is a naturalistic sound. When you've got singers who are naturally quite loud, they're trained opera singers, they're trained to project to the back of an opera house, and we've been encouraging them to do that. We're not getting them to sing down because they've got microphones, they're encouraged to go for it. So the audience will be hearing some acoustic sound from the singers, admittedly at a lower level because it's outdoors, and the amplified sound. So we needed to find a way to get those two sounds to coalesce together and really work well from a positioning point of view. And Soundscape is, I can't imagine how we could have done it without Soundscape, frankly. It's worked so well, and so many audience members have complimented us on how the sound just appears to come from where the singers are, and within a minute or so they forget that it's amplified at all, and it just feels natural. One of the issues playing in a tent outdoors is that compared with a concert hall, as a concert hall you get reflections off the side walls of the concert hall, and then an orchestra, which is a pretty widely spaced entity, can hear each other. The double basses on one side can hear the first violins on the other side. That's always been a problem in tents. Whenever people have been doing muddy field gigs, the orchestras always complain they can't hear each other, and you end up with foldback all over the place and people complaining and you end up with loads of speakers spread around the orchestra. It's always been a problem. We've been using the orchestra shell for the orchestra, and that has been a huge success. The orchestral musicians can be quite kind of wary of new things coming on. Well, we explained to them that it was a new thing, it was slightly experimental, and we'd try it and see if they liked it. And both orchestras that we've been working with this summer have loved it.
By adding this virtual acoustic shell, basically allows us to encapsulate that orchestra on stage back into a chosen acoustic environment. So we've got a series of concert halls that we could choose from, and we spent a little bit of time auditioning which of those halls, what size and shape of a hall actually fits on that stage and makes the orchestra feel more at home and less like they're playing outdoors.
There are challenges involved with performing outdoors. For example, my drums go out of tune if there's a gust of damp wind that passes over them, they go flat, or the string players struggle with direct sunlight on their instruments. I know everyone has challenges to do with that and controlling their reeds and all kinds of things. It's easy to forget that that stuff is actually happening, and sometimes it almost comes as a surprise because the acoustic environment that we're working in feels quite natural and not like an outdoor concert. I chatted with Mark about the system quite early on because I wanted to know who I needed to be playing with, or whether what I was hearing was, actually right. Whether, say, if the leader came up to me and said, "Oh, you're a bit late there," whether I could say, "Aha, but I'm on microphone," but actually the audience are getting it straight away. And it was quite good to realise that basically all the parameters are set up so that you play like you would do in a concert.
The technology, I think, has really aided the performance in the sense that it feels like we are in a theatre, in a natural space, a very natural acoustic. And what is very interesting is how, good singing well and clearly is rewarded by the system. So if you are singing with, good vocal support and in a very clear way with your Italian, it comes across so clearly on the system, which is great.
Unanimously, people have just been blown away by what the cast, what the creative team, what the production team, what the sound team have been able to do here. It's been incredibly positive. I know that a lot of our regular opera goers were really curious to see what we'd do with the sound technology. They were quite nervous about seeing opera outside, particularly because our theatre indoors has such a wonderful acoustic, and without exception, they've been blown away. I've never worked on a show before where so many people have left and said, "But the sound is incredible." That's been really special and really rewarding.